Congratulations. Sir, I told you, sir. Sir, ये सारे records तोड़ेगी, I told you ना, sir. So what do you have to say, sir? Like, some थोड़ा compliments मुझे भी चाहिए, sir.
Congratulations on guessing it first.
So we'll start with Ram Charan bhai. Sir, please tell me, ये एक ना कुछ वो poking चलता है ना? हाँ, what is it? What is it? And why do we do it? Like, you've been bothering sir and how? वो क्यों हो रहा है ऐसा?
हेलो
दोनों नहीं आप तो सबसे आगे हो सर.
हेलो एवरीवन, गुड इवनिंग, थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग. आपका जवाब क्या बोलूं, मेरे को तो टिकलिंग क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में, गुदगुदी नहीं आता है सर.
अच्छा.
और फील भी नहीं होता.
हाँ.
सिर्फ इनको आता है.
ओके. तारक भाई एक बार बताइएगा उनको आता है कि नहीं आता है?
नहीं आता है.
आता है गुदगुदी आता
ऑफ
है.
स्क्रीन आता है.
we'll definitely talk about this गुदगुदी. लेकिन ladies and gentlemen, बॉक्स ऑफिस पे जो गुदगुदी मची है, ऐसी गुदगुदी आज तक नहीं मची है, and that too global level पे. तो गारा साहब प्लीज मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगा, how did this thing happen? Like प्लीज मुझे आज बता दीजिए सीक्रेट कि इसकी शुरुआत कैसे हुई. राजामौली सर से, हमारे सुपरस्टार्स से, या दनाया सर से? कहां से ये शुरू हुआ था सब?
सबसे पहले तो मैं सबको थैंक यू बोलूँगा कि राजामौली जी, जूनियर एनटीआर, रामचरण जी, धनया जी और कार्तिकेय जी सब लोग हमारी इनविटेशन पे आए. हमारी डील की शुरुआत धनया जी से हुई थी. मैंने पहले भी बोला है, शायद आपने सुना होगा. और इन्होंने मदद की कि ये फिल्म कैसे भी करके मेरे पास आए और राजामौली जी तक हम पहुँचे. कार्तिकेय ने बड़ा रोल निभाया इसमें. यस, कार्तिकेय ने बहुत बड़ा लेकिन कार्तिकेय ने बड़ा रोल निभाया हम दोनों के बीच में अंडरस्टैंडिंग करवाने के लिए. और मुझे याद है वो 31 मार्च को हम लोग रात को 12 बजे तक बैठे थे, तभी एग्रीमेंट साइन किया था. तो धनया जी थैंक यू वेरी मच. धनया जी डीबीवी बैनर के ओनर है और इन्होंने बड़ी फिल्में बनाई हैं, आगे भी बना रहे, और मुझे लगता है कि आगे भी मुझे हैंडल करने देंगे.
आई एम श्योर सर. सर आपने बोला 31 मार्च को ये साइन हुई थी, तो मतलब आने वाले न जाने कितने सारे फाइनेंशियल ईयर्स जो हैं सर, आपने उनमें उथल पुथल मचा दी है पूरी. अब व्हाट आर वी लुकिंग एट सर? व्हाट इज दैट फिगर दैट वी आर लुकिंग एट? बिकॉज 1000 crores हो गया ना एकदम ऐसे ही, अभी कहाँ तक जाने वाली है सर? दिस इज जस्ट द बिगिनिंग.
डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए मैं मेरे पार्टनर संजय छत्तर और अमिताभ लोढ़ा जी संभालते हैं. और उन्होंने अच्छा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन किया. मुझे लगता है कि रामचरण जी, जूनियर एनटीआर और राजामौली जी खुश है. उनके डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में कोई शक नहीं है. और ये वैसे भी इतनी बड़ी हो गई है और रोज़ चल रही है, तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि अभी इसके लिए कुछ बोलना है. अभी नंबर देखते रहेंगे, अभी तो 1000 ही हुए हैं.
हो अभी देखते जाइए, अभी तो शुरुआत है, आगे बड़ी बात है. सर दिस वंस फॉर यू. एज आई सेड, यू नो, आवर फेवरेट स्टोरी टेलर. Are you kind of relieved? Like, of course, I did not see that pressure when we spoke the last time also. But are you kind of relieved now when the results are out और अब इतना सारा प्यार मिल रहा है? What do you have to say on that, sir?
Yeah, absolutely relieved because the film was getting postponed so many times, and because of the pandemic, and we were very unsure about the occupancy of the theaters. I mean, from the audience side, I never had a doubt. From the audience side, I always believed that once the film is out, they are going to come to the theaters. But from the health department side, we didn't know. Suddenly, the governments were giving orders to shut it down completely, 50%, 25%, 75%. So we didn't know what was coming when. So that was a bit of anxious moments, for not just for me, for all the films. And once all the theaters opened, RRR brought the audience back to the theaters. That is the biggest achievement for me.
Right, and we can see that hidden in that smile Rajamouli sir ke chehre pe jo is samay. Tarak bhai, this one's for you. You know, we've talked about the action, we've talked about the emotion, we've talked about the songs. There's another thing, the very important thing, and that is, it's a nod to our freedom fighters. एक बहुत ही खास चीज़, कुछ ऐसे लोग जिनको आप फोर फ्रंट पे लेके आए, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे काम किए थे, लेकिन शायद उनके बारे में बहुत सारे लोगों को नहीं पता था. What do you have to say on that, sir?
See, I think it's there's so many stories
hidden in our culture, in our country, that these stories need to be told to the coming generations. He was one of the very few lucky people who's read them, who's heard them. Me or Charan are lucky people, a few lucky people that we know them. And I think it is our duty, our responsibility to pass them to the next generation. And films like RRR and directors, filmmakers like Rajmouli, when they make films like this, not only are they making us go down the memory lane, but they're giving it to the next generation also. So I really feel, me or Charan, we feel really blessed to have been a part of this great movie called RRR, where we had the chance to pass it forward to the next generations. So I'm really thankful, very, very, very grateful to Rajmouli, and very grateful to the audiences of our country. They've proved once again that when they love something, when they like something, they don't take it into their heart, but they take it and put it on their head.
Absolutely. And it's not just in our country, sir. मतलब globally मैं बात करूं, और मैंने सुना है बाकी गैलेक्सीज से भी लोग आ रहे हैं और वो टिकट ऑफिसेज पे जाके RRR इस टाइप की चीजें हो रही है, सर. We won't be surprised if we get to see a जादू at the box office, you know. मुझे भी चाहिए RRR. Ram Charan sir, this one's for you, please. Just one thing, you know, this movie, as I said, action है, drama है, emotion है. It takes all of us, like the cine lovers, एक अलग हाई पे, you know, it leaves you there. जब फिल्म खत्म होती है, for you, the movie has ended, the process has ended. What do you have to say on that?
I think it's been a long journey for us from 2018 onwards to 21. जितना हमने enjoy किया ये movie बनाने में, I think when I sneaked into Galaxy Theatre, and thanks to Rajmouli Garu in the south, he sneaked me into another theatre, I truly saw the reactions of people. Like you said, we danced, we had emoted beautifully, and he had a master storyteller. But the audience in North have danced with us, emoted with us, felt bad for us, and again we fought, we rose or revolted. Together I felt. It was not like the audience and me, it was just become a one unit when I saw in the theatre. I called Rajmouli sir immediately and I said, they were so particular, saying, when you rose the scene, they also rose along. When you calmed down, they also calmed down. When you wanted them to dance, they danced. I think I made RRR, or I was part of RRR, so I didn't make, sorry, I was part of RRR for one reason, just to see India's reaction, and I saw it, and these numbers definitely matter, but the reactions I saw in Galaxy and another theatre, it will be with me and stay with me forever. Thank you so much, India. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to this entire wonderful team. Gada Saab, thank you so much. Danaya sir, thank you so much for backing this project, for making this film. Rajamouli sir, thank you so much. Tarak bhai, Ram Charan bhai, you know, it's such a pleasure. फिल्म देखना अलग बात है, लेकिन यहाँ आप लोग के साथ खड़े होना ही, you know, अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी बात है. Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's over to you. तो जिसके पास सवाल है, इतने सारे हाथ अभी से खड़े हो गए.
Hi, Rajamouli sir, over here, towards your left. Firstly, congratulations to the team on the humongous success. It deserves every penny that it's earning. My question to you is, sir, the action set pieces in RRR, especially the interval one, is probably the best that I have seen in Indian cinema. And if we look at all the action scenes of the film, there is a story running in it. So how is it for you to design these thrilling action sequences that are so original with a story running in the backdrop? And could you tell us about your vision for the interval sequence in specific?
I have told this many times. It is, of course, visual grandeur is what attracts the audiences and which makes them keep the visuals are what is attached to their mind. But to keep them in their heart, it needs an emotion running underneath it. For not just the interval sequence, for any action sequence, it is very, very important. And in this case, we have seen Tarak or Bheem undergo pain and humiliation for a long, long time. That's classic screenwriter's job. You show an actor how strong he is, and then you go him through the emotions of humiliation, pain, yearning to do what he has set out to do for, and you stretch it long enough for you stretch it for like almost 1.5 hours, and then you show the unleash his power. That needs to be like super exciting. Yeah, so that is what is going behind my mind when I was writing. So when Bheem or Tarak unleashes his power, no, the visual has to be something that the audience should remain in their hearts for a very long time. So that's how we came up with that sequence.
And was it conscious decision to make him, jump with the animals, because he is called Young Tiger in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, and that is something that reflects in the scenes, be it his intro scene or the interval scene?
No, I mean, people call him lovingly Young Tiger, but his image, his image is not what I had in mind. The character of Bheem, like I told you, he's so powerful physically, but emotionally he's like a child. So that was what I was banking upon rather than the image.
Rajamouli sir, here, right here, again, same space. I want to ask you something. So I was back in Calcutta when the movie released. My 5-year-old nephew actually walked up to me. He doesn't know much to say, but he said, "I want to watch this film, matlab in Bengali." And he's like, "tum mil ke aaye ho unse?" And he's constantly watching all your video interviews and stuff. From a 5-year-old, and I watch it with my parents who are 60 plus. How do you tap into the emotions, and how do you make sure that whatever you make caters to all ages? Like, we've loved it, our parents have loved it, and nephews and nieces have loved it. How do you do that with each film of yours?
Well, I don't write for all age groups. I write only for children, and I believe that every person has a child in them. Let it be your 65-year-old aunt or grandmother or your 5-year-old nephew. Everyone has a child in them, and I write for them.
And I have a question to both of you, because this is one film which you can watch over and over again. And I watch it with different sets of people. And I still want to watch it one more time. Bahubali was divided into 2 parts. So we knew that when the first part was ending, there's an eagerness or a want to watch the second part. This we knew that there was no second part, but we still want another part. Did you guys feel it, that there should be another movie, or maybe something where you guys come up with something else maybe?
I'm pretty sure that if it doesn't make RRR, you're going to kill him for sure. He needs to make RRR 2. There needs to be a conclusion to this also. So that's why, I was just talking to one of the journalists, and I don't know how I said it, but I said RRR franchise. So hopefully it becomes true, and he should make RRR 2, right?
I mean, I'm firstly so happy and glad RRR 1 released post-COVID. Of course, we'll all be so delighted again if Rajamouli sir thinks of RRR 2. I hope your wish comes true, brother.
राजामौली सर
सर प्लान किसको पूछ रहे हैं आप? इनको पूछिए ना प्लान. तो हमारा प्लान नहीं.
Actually, you should ask him.
हम तो वैसे भी रेडी हैं. कल शूटिंग के लिए बुलाए तो हम जाएंगे. तो प्लान तो इनका है ना.
Well, they got out of RRR 1 pretty quickly. I am still trying to cool off from the heat generated from RRR 1. So let it cool down. And of course, for me, it would be a great pleasure, not because what RRR will do at the box office, but just because I'll have more time to spend with my brothers. No, that would be more exciting for me. But yeah, let's let time unravel what will happen.
Rajamouli sir, to your right. Hi. Rajamouli sir, all the accolades, all the appreciation, everything that a movie is getting, it deserves that and so much more. So congratulations to the entire team for that. But my question is also, Bahubali 2 makes 1,800 crores globally. Now RRR makes 1,000 crores globally. So when you achieve these summits and when you are making a movie, it almost feels like you are scaling a new summit every time. So when you're going to make the next movie, even though as an artist you're concentrating creatively, is this also a mountain of expectations in the third movie that it cannot come below these benchmarks that you have set for yourself?
Let me try to put it this way. I always said that what we can do is give our 100% to the project and make it in the best possible way that it can be made. The numbers are not in our hands. That is the love and appreciation from the audience. That can be affected by many factors, by the holidays, by the release, by the distribution, how strong the distributor is, how strong the exhibitor is. So many other factors contribute to the numbers. The only thing that we can gauge is the love and appreciation of the audiences. So I won't take too much into the numbers. Of course, the numbers are very important because that directly relates to how many people has seen the film. So that is important. I'm not saying that's not important, but more is the appreciation from the different sets of audiences. If we talk about Bahubali 2 and RRR, no, of course there is a lot of appreciation from all audiences, but what is significantly different that I noticed this time is the number of Western audiences that are liking the film RRR. I mean, even for the journalists to write about Bahubali 2, it took some time to look at the numbers and do that. But for RRR, the moment it released, within 4 or 5 days, articles in Deadline, Variety, New York Times coming up, and the number of tweets that are coming from the Western audiences, particularly in US, that I never expected. For Bahubali 2, I didn't expect it from Japan. For RRR, I didn't expect from the Westerners in US. No, this is the kind of thing that I take into heart. So this is the kind of thing that say, okay, this many number of people are liking our film. So next time when I make a film, I have to keep that in mind. I shouldn't let it bother me. I shouldn't let it weigh me down. But I should think of it, that there are wider audiences that are listening to your story. So I should keep that in mind. Not the numbers, but the love of appreciation from different audiences. Yes.
Well said, sir.
Thank you.
Tarak and Ram Charan, last time when I had interviewed you all had told that you all completely give yourselves to the vision of Rajamouli sir, and that's only how an actor can do, and that's why the years didn't matter, dedicated to the project. But now that RRR has come, and the catharsis is there of achieving so much, would you all ever be able as actors to again give 3-4 years to one project again?
Absolutely. Of course. To Rajamouli, yes. But yeah, see, it is, if a film takes that kind of a time to be made, obviously, that's our duty as actors to be as dedicated as our filmmakers.
Of course, he's trained us, not only for him, for any director who has a great script. Of course, we will.
Hi, this is Sana here from Indian Express. Firstly, for Ram and Tarak, me dadari performance maku chala nachandi. I got my colleague to translate that for me. Amazing performance,
Thank you.
both of you, and I think you guys justify the superstar tag that comes with you. Tell me, what does superstardom and the tag means to you, and do you think post RRR will that change for both of you?
I think superstardom for me is waking up at 5, reaching the location at 7, giving your shot at 7:30, going home, spend 1 hour with your family, hit the gym, sleep, and do the same thing again. I don't think you won't achieve the superstardom unless you're in this beautiful loop. And it might sound boring, but this boring activity might
lead you to success. I don't know any other way. Of course, they have master storytellers to take care of rest of the things. As a person, I feel discipline will take you to a superstardom and sustain you there.
Cut, copy paste. I would like to copy paste on that. But again, you know, see, superstardom is. See, these are all taglines. Like how he has a tagline called Mega Power Star. I have a fans give you this tagline of Junior. I mean, like Young Tiger. So superstardom again is another tagline. You know, for me, you are actors, and for an actor, is exactly what he needs to do, day in and day out, repeatedly. So that's what it is. It's discipline, which will always, you know, which will remain the same.
Also, the magic of RRR is that we keep on conversing. Even now, after around a week that I've watched the film, we keep discussing. Both of you tell me, if you had to pick your favorite scenes from the film, what would that be?
I think my favorite scene is the interval episode where the whole misunderstanding happens between Bheem and Ram and how it ends as an interval. That is my favorite scene, I think.
Yeah, I love that scene too. It's when both the characters are completely out of their disguise, and they're there as, you know, Bheem and Ram. So I think that really brings out the actual collision of the movie.
All right, we'll take one last question,
Rajmouli
right?
Rajmouli Garu, welcome. Rajmouli Garu, NTR and Ram Charan, Lipika Varmaya, welcome to Mumbai with a stupendous success. Rajmouli Garu, I want to ask you, you are an exuberant storyteller, but would you mind if we tag you with a exuberant fantasy storyteller also? Because it's a very difficult job, you know. What would you like to elaborate?
As long as you like my film, ma'am, you can put any tag on me. I don't mind it.
And you know, comparison is inevitable. The film has been compared to Bahubali, and both the films are, of course, A-grade films. Which film is closer to your heart?
I mean, it will be very difficult to judge, ma'am, because at this point of time, I am so attached to RRR. So my question, whatever you ask, not just between Bahubali 2 and RRR, if you ask me what is my best film of all my filmography, or if you ask me what is my favorite film in all the films I have seen from my childhood, I'll say RRR. Because I'm so emotionally attached to now. Maybe 6 months from now, 8 months from now, once the euphoria completely dies down, then I'll be able to give a better right answer. But for now, it is all RRR for me.
NTR, we hear that your next action film is Kortala Siva. Would you like to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, I think...
So it's too early.
Yeah, it's too early. So right now it's about RRR. So I would like to stick to talk about RRR. And yes, as you mentioned, that's going to be my next film. But in the coming days, I'm going to give you all the details about
Ram
that
Charan
project.
walks away with all the accolades. What do you have to say?
No, ma'am, I don't believe that at all. Not even for a second. I think we both have excelled beautifully, and Tarak was fantastic. I don't think I've enjoyed working in a film, in any other film but RRR. And what I'll take back from RRR is my journey with Bheem, my journey with Tarak, which I'll never ever forget. Thank you, Rajmouli Garu, for giving me that opportunity. I love him to bits, and it'll always remain the same.
People, we are running out of time, I know, and before we wrap up, I'd like to thank the wonderful people from the media fraternity here in Mumbai. उसके अलावा the southern states, वहाँ से जितने सारे मीडिया के कर्मियों ने हमको cover किया, इस फिल्म को इतना सारा प्यार दिया. We also have some wonderful people from Delhi, Kolkata, Indore, Ahmedabad, Jaipur, Bengaluru, जो सब यहाँ पे आए हुए हैं. I hope you guys had a great time with this amazing cast and crew of the movie RRR, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you, 1,000 crores is just a beginning. It's time for a quick photo op, and then इस शाम को आगे बढ़ाते हैं.